So Friday, Oprah, Ancient Mammy Winfrey, goes on the Today Show on NBC and cries about the foot that's been put in Gayle King's backside. Welcome to another episode of Random Bullshit. And in this episode of Random Bullshit, we're going to talk about successful black women in the media that do not hesitate to throw black men under the bus and shit on their legacies on the behalf of the corporate media owners and CEOs and chief executives. Now, in these images of the males you see here in this video, all of these are prominent white men that have significant amount of sexual assault accusations brought against them. But here you see in this other photo, the three black women in these photos are quiet about. You don't see documentaries, you don't see articles, and you don't see interviews being done by any of these women about these men. And the reason why is they are being paid by people like the men in these images to shit on black men and to make sure that if they're going to be brought smoke for the sick, twisted stuff that they do, then there's going to be a black man drugged right into it. Now, there is no reason for these black women in this image to attack black men only because of probably some deep-seated hate, or they're being well compensated for it. Now, in my humblest most opinion, I think that maybe these three women have been rejected by black men in the past. Black men really didn't want shit to do with them, and they have animosity towards that. They hold it, and so any chance they get or any opportunity to shit on a black man's legacy or the image of black men in general in this country, they do not hesitate to do so. Now, if you can call out the sexual assault allegations brought up against black men in this country, there's no reason why you can't call out the sexual accusations of these white men. You know, Gayle King worked beside Charlie Rose, and she went on a campaign probably on his behalf to try to deny or pretend that this stuff really wasn't going on. And we all know that this stuff did happen. But since Charlie Rose was a white man, Gayle King felt obligated to protect him. And so that's what she did. But when it came down to Kobe Bryant or R. Kelly or Michael Jackson, Oprah, I'm Your Manny Winfrey, Gayle King, and this other chick, they will go put in work to destroy the image of black men. These are a great example of black men haters right here. These three, I would say, swamp creatures. A prime example. Folks, especially I'm talking to you directly really to the black male that might be listening to this video. I would say probably the majority of black women do not have your best interest, never had your best interest, and never will have your best interest at hand. Because if it's between you, throwing you under the bus, shitting on your legacy and them advancing in their careers and in life, they're going to show your legacy and they're going to throw you under the bus. Black men, we are by ourselves. And now, thanks to the new black media, people like Gayle King, this other broad, Agent DuVernay, and Oprah, I'm Your Mammy Winfrey, can't just get away with giving mistruths and smears and gaslighting tactics that was done in the past to portray black men in a certain light. And the heat that Gayle King got was rightfully deserved. And Oprah Winfrey goes on the Today Show crying and complaining. It's just a PR stunt. They knew exactly what was going to go down. Gayle King was well aware of the questions that will be asked to Lisa Leslie. Gayle King was probably delighted to ask those questions so she can smear Kobe Bryant. Excuse me. This happens all the time, where a lot of black women will not hesitate to throw black men under the bus. Will not hesitate, because that strong, independent woman, retarded mentality is the reason why the community is a smoldering crater as we speak. These three women in this image are being paid to propagandize other women that look like them, to give them this feminist rhetoric, to control the way women that look like Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King, and the other Agent DuVernay, to give them propaganda to think like them and to behave like them, because they feel they can advance in their life if they shit on black men. But thanks to the voices in the new black media, this stuff can no longer fly under the radar because of the voices of the new black media. That's why Gayle King had to make that video. That's why Oprah Winfrey was on the Today Show Friday crying because Gayle King had a foot in her ass. And I'm going to let this be known right now as we speak. The days of throwing black men under the bus and shitting on our legacies for your self-benefit are over. You will get pushback when you go out there and try to throw black men under the bus for no fucking reason. When you try to shit on our legacies and to try to destroy our image to make yourself look good. Those days are over. No longer will you tarnish the legacies of black men or the image of the black man. This stuff has been going on for decades, and people like Oprah, I'm Your Mammy Winfrey, and Agent DuVernay, and Gayle King have made a comfortable life for themselves doing this. But those days are over. This stuff will no longer be tolerated, and it will be resisted, will be pushed back, with stiff resistance. And as a black man, speaking to other black men, if you're listening, the pushback starts with us. We have to protect our legacies, and we have to protect our image, because it's women out here that look like these three women that will do anything and everything to make us look bad. Folks, if you like the content, feel free to share it. Like and subscribe to the channel. Peace, and I'm out.